Today we are going to discuss the last topic, error correction. So last time we discussed the error detection. So we only need to know if there's an error in the transmission or not. We don't need to correct, and actually we cannot correct. Right? And today we are going to discuss error correction. Error correction, for example, we have several methods. The first one is retransmission. That's easy to understand. If I know there's an error in the transmission, then I just request the sender to retransmit. So that's easy, right? And for this method, we have two types. The first one is called discrete. Discrete RQ. That means I will receive something, then the transmitter transmits something, then the transmitter will wait. When the receiver received, okay, determine if there's an error or not. If there's an error, then send the request back. Then I will do. If there's no error, then I will transmit the next one. If I need to resend, then I resend. So that's means discrete. So there's a acknowledgement process here. So the transmitter and the receiver need to communicate, need to wait. The next one is continuous. Continuous means I'm a transmitter, you're a receiver. I just keep transmitting. And once you receive it, then you just transmit back, and then at the same time, I just keep transmitting. I don't wait until you recognize you received or not. So that's it. But those two are not the topics we are going to discuss. The topic we are going to discuss is called forward error correction. It's called FEC. Forward error correction means if I have data, I will put some like checking bit combined with the data to form a code. Then I transmit this code to you. Once you receive this code, you have an ability to automatically check if there's an error, and if there's an error, you can automatically correct it. So you don't need to transmit back to me, say, okay, you received it or not, or you have error or not. So I just transmit, you receive it, if there's error, you automatically correct this. So this is called forward error correction. For this type, we have several types. The first one is called block code. Block code, easy to understand, block. I send one block to you, then you receive that block, you decide if you correct the error, then that's it. Then I send another block, and block by block. And the other method is called convolutional. Or it's called concurrent code. I will send the code continuously. And the added checking bit depends not only on this block, it also on the previous n-1 code. And in this class, we only discuss this topic. Again, we don't discuss this. All right. Before we discuss this, we have several concepts to discuss. The first one is code efficiency. For example, if I have a NK code, the N is the number of code, the K is the number of data. For example, if I have data like this, D1, D0, D1, D2, okay, so it's D1, D2, all to the DK, right? And I have a K bit of data, and I add some checking bit. So this is N, the number of code. This is the data, this is the checking bit, the total is called the code. So that's it. We write this as NK code. And so the efficiency for this one is because those k are useful information. And the total transmitted is n, so the efficiency is n over k over n. That's the code efficiency. For example, if I have a 3-1 code, that means in this code the length equals 3, but the useful data is only 1, so the efficiency equals 1 over 3, 33%. If you have a 10-3 code, then the coefficient is 30%. These 3 are the length of data, and this 7, 10 minus 3 is the additional checking bit. The total 10 is the code. So this is the code efficiency. The next one is called the Hamming distance. Last time we briefly mentioned this. The Hamming distance is the number of different bits into code. The number of different bits into code. For example, code 1 is 110, code 2 is 111. Okay, the distance between these two is 1. Okay, yes. So that's this. The number of different. So this one is different. If we have another one, if we have another 0 here, then the distance between these two codes is 2. Right? This one is different. This one is different. Right. So that's Hamming distance. So this concept. And next, some rules or some fact or something. Suppose we want to correct. What's that? Want to correct up to T-bit error. For example, when I send the block code to you, I said, okay, you can automatically correct up to only 1 bit. That means you can only correct 1 bit. You cannot correct 2 bit. Or, in this case, t equals 1. If I send you a code that you can automatically correct, for example, 3 bit, then that's t equals 3. If you want to correct automatically up to t bit of error, then the distance between the code, because we are going to have a lot of code, send different code. So the minimum distance between each pair of the code must be equal to 2t plus 1. Actually greater or equal to, but the minimum is 2t plus 1. We use an example to show this. For example, if I want to transmit 1, remember before we used the parity, right? So if I want to transmit 0, I transmit 3 times. If I want to transmit 1, I also transmit 3 times, repeat 3 times. Then what's the distance between these two codes? So in this case, I have only, in my dictionary, I have only 2 codes, right? So 0, 0, 0, and 1, 1, 1, no anything else, because I only transmit 0 and 1. What's the distance between these two codes?
1.
What's the distance between this code? This is the data, this is the code. What's the distance between these two codes? 7? 3, right? The distance, so the t, so the distance, because we have only 2 pairs, so the minimum is itself. So that one equals 3. Now we plug this one into this equation. What is t?
3.
The minimum distance must be equals 2t plus 1. So what is t? 2t plus 1 equals 3.
1.
T equals 1. So that means this code has the capability to automatically correct up to 1 bit of error. For example, if you receive this one, what's your decision? Do we have error here or not?
No.
You look at the dictionary, okay, 0, 0, 0, you decide there's no error. So that is good. How about if you receive the 0, 0, 1? Definitely there's error, right? Because in our dictionary, either we have a 0, 0, 0 or 1, 1, 1. We don't have 0, 0, 1, this combination. So what's your decision? You know there's an error. Now the question is, can you correct the error? Which one is wrong?
Probably 1.
Okay, probably 1. So that's correct is 0, 0, 0, right? Or maybe this one, these two are wrong. So maybe it's 1, 1, 1 here. So we don't know which one is correct. Does it make sense? Maybe the correct one is 1, 1, 1, but these two are wrong. Or maybe the correct is 0, 0, 0, but this one is wrong. So both work. And the question is, the capability is you can only correct up to 1 bit of error. In this case, you need to correct 2 bit, this. This one is only 1 bit. So this one, based on our rule, this is correct. This one is possible, but we don't know. Right? We cannot decide this is correct because there are too many errors. Does it make sense? For example, like this one, 0, 0, 0. You received 0, 0, 0. Do we have error here? You said no. All right, that's possible. No. How about I said we have 3 bit of error?
Yeah.
I transmitted 1, 1, 1, but you received 0, 0, 0. That is also possible, right? But you cannot correct 3 bit of error because of the capability for this set of code. You can only correct 1 bit. So this one you need to correct 3 bit. So if you receive 0, 0, 0, you just decide there's no error. You cannot say, oh, there are 3 errors. The correct is 1, 1, 1. We don't do that. Does that make sense? Okay, so keep this formula in mind. If I ask you, I'll give you a set of code, ask you, what is the capability for error correction? What you are going to do? You are going to find the distance between the code, and you are going to find out the minimum distance between any pair. And you plug this one, you solve for t, then t is the capability. That means you can only automatically correct up to t bit of error. For another example, if we have in the code, for example, I have a 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. If I have I just made up anything like this. Suppose I have possibly 4 code. You know there's distance between here, right? There's distance between here, there's distance between here. And there's distance between here, and also there's distance between here and here. So how many distances do we have? If I have 4 code. Remember the distance is between any 2. How many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many distances do we have here? I have distance between me and you. Distance between you.
4.
So in this case, we have 6 distances, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Does it make sense? So how many distances between this class? Different distances.
13.
So we have 9, so that means we choose a combination. We have, we said 9, choose 2. Any 2 of 9. So that will be equals, this is a combination. Permutation combination operation. So this one will be equals 9 times 8, then divide by 2. So equals 36. There will be 36 different distances. So you need to check all these 36 distances and find the minimum one. Make sense? Alright, look at here. We have 4, right? So you use 4, you choose 2. What is this result? 4 times 3 over 2, so that's 6. That's why we have 6 distances. We know this combination operation before, right? High score? Right. If I give you the set of code, you need to find all the possible distances and find the minimum one That one determines the capability of the error correction. Then you solve for t, so that's it. Alright? Later time we are going to use more examples to show how to do this. How about for if I only want to detect the error instead of correct? Right? So want to detect t bit of error. I only tell you, okay, there are errors. I don't care if I can correct or not. So for this one, the equation must be the minimum distance between the code will be equals to t plus 1. Let's see this. If the code again like this, for 0 we said 0, 0, 0. For 1 we have 1, 1, 1. What's the distance between these two codes?
It'll be 3 times.
3. 3 times?
3 times 2 divided by 2. Be 3 times.
We have only 2 codes.
It is 3.
There's only one distance, right? Okay, the distance d, there's only one distance, the d equals the minimum, okay, equals 3. Plug into here, what is t?
2.
T equals 2. What does that mean? That means we can detect 2 bits of error. For example, if you receive 0, 1, 1, do we know there's error or not? We know there's error, right?
I mean, it's a possibility. Oh, you see the 0.
Definitely there's error because in our dictionary we have only 0, 3 zeros or 3 ones.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as this. So you know there's error. So now the question is, how many errors? 1 error?
2.
Possible, right?
It's possible.
There's a possible 1 error here. I transmit 1 is
It's
received.
possible.
Oh, there's possible 2 errors.
Yeah.
Right? So you can, but can you correct it? We don't know because both possible.
Yeah.
We cannot correct this. Like this, if you received 3 zeros, do we have errors?
No, possibly.
Possibly, right? Possible, I transmitted this, you receive this one. In that case, it means you decide there are 3 bits of errors. Question is, can you make this decision based on our rule?
No.
You cannot, because we don't know. This is beyond the error detection capability. You can only detect 2 bits of error. You cannot say, we have 3 bits of errors here. That's beyond the capability of the code. Alright. Error detection, minimum distance equals to t plus 1. For error correction, minimum distance equals to t plus 1.
So that's the standard formula, or that's just for that one?
This one must be greater or equal to, but this one is the, that is for Hamming code, for this block code.
Okay.
And we only discuss this part.
Okay.
Yeah? And we are going to use more this examples to show how to do this. Right? The next one is, for example, parity check code. I just mentioned this example, but I want to make this a little bit further. Parity check code. Given k data, k bit data, parity check. If we have k bit of data, then we add additional 1 to make the numbers of ones as even or odd, right? Odd charity or even charity. Like for example, for this one here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1, 1. I want to make this one as even parity. So even. This is the data. What is your code? This one is a parity check. We discussed like 2 lectures before. We want to add an extra parity to make the number of ones to be even parity. So this code will be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0, right? You cannot put 1 here because we want to make the number of ones is to be even. For this one, these are the data. What is here? 1. And this one is 0, 0, 1, 0. What is here? 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. What is here?
1, 1.
0, right? Because we already have 2.
Oh, 2.
Right. Now look at what's the distance between this?
6.
What's the distance between these two? 2. Distance between these two. 2. Between these two. 2. Distance from here to here. 3. From this to this.
How you getting
2.
the distance? Like, how you getting distance?
How many distance? From here to here, we check the numbers of bits that are different. This one same, this different, different, same, same. So we have 2 different.
Okay.
So the distance equals 2 from here to here.
Okay.
From here to here,
2.
2. From here to here,
2.
2 again. Okay. So the minimum distance equals
2.
So we know for this set, the distance, the minimum distance, all distances are equals 2, right? So the minimum also equals this 2. Now let's see. How many errors can we detect?
6. Different. 1.
1, right? You plug this one into here, t equals 1. So you can only detect 1 bit of error. For example, you received 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. You received this one. Can you decide there's an error? Yes, because the number of ones is not even, it's odd. So there's a 1 bit of error. Question is, do we know which one is wrong? So that means we need to correct it. So how many bits can we correct it? What's the capability for error correction? What is t for this one? We want to correct, right? What is t here? We solve this one. What is t? T is integer, right? Minimum distance equals 2. What is t?
It's 2, right? So that's
0.
2t plus 1.
2 equals 2t plus 1. We said this one is greater.
So it's 1
right?
half.
So what is t?
1 half.
T is the integer. T is the number of bits. You cannot have a half.
Yeah. Well,
So what is t? Zero, right? T can only be 0, then this one will be satisfied. So that means we cannot correct any error. Right? Once you receive this one, you know there's an error because we can correct, we can detect 1 bit of error, but the capability for error correction is 0. Even if we know there's an error, we cannot correct this. How do you know which one is wrong? Maybe this one is wrong, right? Maybe this one is wrong. It's this one is good. Maybe this one is wrong here, right? Maybe this one is wrong. That is for here. Does it make sense? So even there's 1 bit of error, it can be this, can be this, can be this. So you cannot decide which one is. You cannot correct it. Does it make sense? So this one does have the probability to detect 1 bit of error, but does not have any capability for correction. Alright, that is called the first one is parity. Parity check. We know we can correct 0. We can detect only 1. How about this one? Repeated. Repeated code. Like I said, if you transmit 0, you transmit a lot of times. And for example, n times. N can be 3, can be 4, can be 5, can be 100, right? N times. If you want to transmit 1, again, you transmit n times. That's called repeated code. Like I said, homework is due today, okay? Later time I said, homework is due today. I repeat twice, 3 times, and like this one. If you want to transmit 0, you transmit a lot of times. If you transmit 1, you transmit a lot of times. It's called repeated code. Suppose we repeat n times. Right? What is the distance between these two codes? N. Perfect. All right? There's only one distance, right? Okay, so that means the minimum distance equals n. How many errors can we detect? If we transmit, we communicate with this set of code, how many n minus 1? Okay, that's why equals t plus 1, so t equals n minus 1. So you can correct the t minus 1 code, yes?
That says on the rules want to correct up to t.
This one?
Yeah.
Correct up to t bit of error. This one is detect up to, you know this, up to t bit of error. So the only difference is this one is correct, this one is detect, all others are the same. So we can detect t n minus 1 bit of error, right? Right. Next one. This one looks like we can correct error. For example, if you receive it, okay, like this. Which one is wrong? Your guess. This one is wrong, right? Maybe this is also wrong, possible, right? Or wrong. But your first guess is this one is wrong. That's it. More likely, right? So that means? Okay, I will change this one to 0. Right? So I can automatically correct this. That means this one has a capability to automatically correct error. So what is the capability for correction? How many bits can we automatically correct? 1 bit? How about if you have this one? 1, 1. Can you correct it? Which one is wrong?
We don't know really.
Oh, maybe this one, 2 are wrong, or maybe this are wrong.
That's one.
So which one you guess?
If I had to make a guess, I would guess them.
Yeah, this one. So that means you can still correct 2 bit errors. Right?
So you're trying to say we can correct up to n
Yeah.
bits of error?
Right? Can you correct like this error? No, you cannot. You are going to use this one. Does it make sense? In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can correct this 2 bit, but we cannot correct this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bit. Because how do you know this is 7? I'm more likely this 2. So we can correct this 2, but we cannot correct this 7. Maybe this 7 is because of this 2. Does it make sense? You said, okay, this 2 or possibly 7. Yes, 7 is beyond the capability. We cannot do that. But if you said you can correct this 2, then, if you can correct this 7, definitely you can correct 2, right? Then you need this one. This is possible, this is possible. Then how do you know which one? You cannot. Does it make sense? For this code 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 1, 1. So possibly the correct is right? So these 2 are wrong. So 0, 0. This is your first option. The second option is these are wrong. This is 7. This is 2. Does it make sense? You have only 2 options. Either these 2 bits are wrong or these 7 bits are wrong. Right? So if the capability is, for example, 2, that means we can automatically correct 2. This is, yeah, I can correct. Then, if the capability is 2, can you say this one is possible? No, this is not possible because this is beyond your capability. You cannot do that. You can only correct the 2 bits. So the only option or the decision is these 2 are correct. Are wrong. You just change this to 0. That's it. Does it make sense? So the capability is 2. You can make a decision. If the capability is 2, you can make a decision. This one is correct. You cannot say this one is wrong because this is beyond the capability. Questions on this? Okay. So now suppose you said, okay, the capability equals 7.
Now
So
you know.
this is possible because this is true, right? This one is also possible. Now, which is your decision? You cannot make because both are possible. So that means the capability cannot be 7. If the capability is 7, then you don't have any decision here. Alright, so what is the capability for this one here? N equals 2t plus 1. So t will be equal to n minus 1 over 2. That make sense? So you can only correct n minus 1 over 2 bit per error. In this example, we have how many? We have only 9, right? The total distance is 9. So 9 minus 1 over 2 equals 4. That means you can only correct up to 4 bit per error. The capability is 4. This is 2, yeah, okay, I can do that. This is 7, no, because that is more than 4. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions? All these are preliminary, right? So now that is the focus of today. And we are going to design Hamming code. What is Hamming code? Hamming code is first one we have a block of data, then we add some checking bit, then form a code. So that is together it's called Hamming code. Hamming code, we are going to have n k code. The number of the length of the data is k. The length of the code is n. And we are going to have another number m equals n minus k. This is called a checking bit. n minus k checking. Does it make sense, everybody? I give you k bit of data, you add n minus k bit as checking, then we form a code. The length is n. Now let's see what kind of code can we correct? Can we make? We have a law or Hamming bound. For this code, we need to have an inequality satisfied. That is 2 to the m must be greater than or equal to the sum of j from 0 to t. What is t? The number of bits that we want to correct. Here, and n choose j. This is Hamming bound. 2 to the m, what is m?
It's checking code.
The number, the length of the checking code. Greater or equal to j from, this one is the summation variable. J from 0 all the way to t. What is t? The number of bits that we want the code can automatically correct. So that is the capability for correction. And n choose j. What is n? The length of the code. Right? If some special case, if this equal satisfied, this is called perfect code. Okay, let's discuss some example here. Suppose the length of k, example 1, k equals 1. What does that mean? What is k? K is the data, right? So that means if k equals 1, we can only transmit 0 or 1, that's it. Then let's find out what code, how long is the code can satisfy this one, right? if k equals 1, and we want to design the code to make it automatically correct one bit of error. The code, the data is only 1. But if there's one error, I will automatically correct it. So that is our purpose. Let's see how long the code must be. So 2 to the m must be greater than or equal to n greater than or the sum j equals 0 to, let me write, 2 to the m, then 2 to the m greater or equal to the sum j equals 0 to 1. Okay, good. And n choose j, right? How many terms do we have here? 2 terms, right? J equals 0 and j equals 1. Right? So that means 2 to the m greater or equal to n choose 0 plus n choose 1. We have only 2 terms, right? J equals 0, j equals 1. What is n choose 0? Yeah, there's only 1, right? So there's only 1 option. What is n choose 1? Yes, n, right? It's good. We have 10 people here. I want to choose 1, do something with me. How many options do I have? I can choose you, I can choose you, I can choose you. So I have n options, right? If I don't want to choose anybody, how many options do I have? There's only 1. I choose no one. That's the one. Yes, this is correct. Right? So this one equals 1, this one equals n. Make sense? Everybody? Good? Alright, now, what is m? M equals m minus k, right? So let's see, we solve for what? We solve for the data is, the m is the number of checking bit. K is the code. So what is n here? Is n equals m plus 1? Because n is the code, k is the data, and the number of checking bit is m. So n equals m plus 1, right? Right, then we plug this into here. So 2 to the m must be greater than m plus 2. So this inequality must be satisfied for this purpose. Does it make sense? This, the problem is, suppose we only transmit 1 bit of data, so k equals 1. Either 0, either 1, that's all. And what we want is, I want you to design a code that it can automatically correct 1 bit of error, so t equals 1. I want to know how long is the m or how long is the code. For 0, 1. How about you decide this? For 0, I just transmit 0. For 1, I just transmit 1. You think this one is good for this? Right? Suppose you transmit this. Can you correct the error? I'll give you transmit 0. You receive 0. Can you even detect the error?
No.
You cannot, right? Because the distance equals 1. So 1 t plus 1 equals 0 equals 1. So t equals 0. You cannot detect anything. You received 1, then you know nothing about 1 is correct or not. Let alone you correct it. So that's definitely not. How about the 2? You said, okay, 0, 0, 1, 1. Can you detect the error?
Yeah.
Yes. If you receive it, then you can receive 0, 1, you can detect 1 bit error. But can you correct the error?
No.
Suppose you received 1, 0. Do you know which one is wrong?
No.
No, you don't know. Maybe this one is wrong, maybe this one is wrong. Equal possibility. So maybe how about 3?
Yeah.
Now you can detect the error, you can correct it. 1 bit only. If you receive the 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, now you know, okay, this one is wrong. Right? So that's only 1 bit error. So that is the purpose for this design. So let's see what m is. Right? Looks like what is M is here? This is K. This is M. This is N. N equals 3, M equals 2, right? So looks like M equals 2 satisfies the condition. Right? Now we just solve this inequality. When M equals 1, first one, when M equals 0, is this good? Means that I want to use this code. And no checking bit when M equals 0. So this, is this good? 2 to the 0 equals what? 1. Is 1 greater than 0 plus 2? No. Right, so that's M equals 0. That means no checking bit. 1, you transmit 1. 0, you transmit 0. So that's not going to work. How about you transmit M equals 1? For 0, you transmit 0, 0. For 1, you transmit 1, 1. We said it's not going to work, right? So let's see. M equal to 1. What is this? What is this? 3. Satisfy? No. Okay, so it's not working. How about M equals 2? Looks we are good, right? From this experience. Let's see. What is this?
4.
4. What is this? 4. Is it good? Greater or equal to? Okay, that is good. And this is perfect. This is perfect code. Why? Because this equal satisfy also. So that is a perfect code. How about M equals 3? What is this? 8. What is this? Good? Yes, good. That means if you want to transmit 0, I can transmit how many times? 4 times, right? Because this M equal to 3. So this is K, this is M. So 3 times. This code definitely can correct 1 bit of error. So this one, good. How about more? Equals 4.
Higher you go is gonna keep being true.
So even better, right?
Yeah.
Better means the capability can be larger, but the efficiency will be
Smaller.
low, right? What's the efficiency here? This one is useful. This one only for checking. So what's the efficiency here? K equals 1, your M equals 4, so N equals 5, so it's only 20%. For every useful bit 0, you transmit 5 times. So the efficiency is only 20%.
It's kind of bad.
Right? So that is not good, right? And but the good news is you can correct errors. So that is good. Right? The perfect code is 3. So like this, right? That's perfect. This gives us what's the efficiency? 1/3, right? 33%. That is the highest efficiency that can satisfy this requirement. Okay. Right, so that is one example here. Everybody knows how to determine this? Okay, let's try another one. Suppose K equals 4. That means I will transmit the data is 4. The length is 4. For example, 1011. I transmit this. Okay? All the data has 4 bit K with it. I want to transmit. I want to design and correct a 2-bit error. Now, we want to know how long is the code. That means what is M. How to do this? Again, let's do this. 2 to the M is greater than or equal to J from 0 to T, right? So 2. Make sense? You don't need to write the code. This one is all in the slide, on the website, right? So I prefer you focus on here, actively sync. We sync together. So this is from J 0 to 2, right? And then we choose N. What is N? N is M plus 4, right? because the length of the data is 4, the length of the checking is m, so the total n equals m plus 4. Right? Then choose a j. Okay? So let's see what is this. How many terms do we have here? Zero, 1, 2. J equals 0, j equals 1, j equals 2. That's all. Right? 3 terms. So the first term, j equals 0. M plus 4, choose 0. What is that? That's 1, right? From m plus 4, I choose no 1. So that I have only one option here. Yes? Right? Then the next term is m plus 4, choose 1. How many is that? I have 10 of you here. I choose 1 from you. How many methods do I have? We mentioned this here. I have a totally m plus 4. I want to choose 1 from this total number. How many options do I have? We have 10 students here. I want to choose 1 of you. How many options do I can choose?
45. Out of 10, it'll be 45.
I choose only 1. I choose you this time. Next time I choose him. Next time I choose the other.
9.
Oh, 6. That's you
I have 10 here.
I'm saying I have
Right?
4.
First time I choose you. Next time I choose you. Next time I choose you. Next time. How many options I can choose?
And you only want to choose one student? So
Huh?
you got 10 options?
Yeah, 10 options. Why is it 45 or
No, I'm talking about the lid. Never mind, don't worry.
I remember you answered this correctly at the first time. The first one is 1 plus m.
I
Then
thought you was asking me something.
now we do the second one, but this one is m plus 4. So the total is m plus 4. I choose 1. How many do I have?
M plus 4, whatever M is.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, next one is this choose 2. This choose 2 is m plus 4 times this one minus 1, so that's plus 3, and divided by 2. That is how we choose 2. The formula for this is n choose k, and the formula for this is n factorial over k factorial minus n minus k factorial. This one is in, I don't know where, right? So you should know this. You already care 2, right? This one is in maybe 101 or math 99 or maybe high score. So
I think it's in high school, though. I ain't learning in high school.
Well, it's said, I don't know where it's at, but you should know it.
okay, so we are going to do this. We are going to solve this inequality. So we try m equals 0. Okay, no, won't satisfy this. How about the m equals 1? Yeah? And 1 equals 1 says, let me see. Okay, 1, no, won't satisfy this. How about the 2? No. How about 3? No. 4? No. 5? No. Okay, 6. When m equals 6, this one equals 64. And you plug 6 into here, okay, that is good. And this one is greater than this one, so this is not perfect code. That means I need to use the m as 6. So what does that mean? How long is the code? The m equals 6. The data is 4.
10.
How long is the code? Okay. So the code needs to be a 10 length. So I have, for example, 10, 11 like this. You need to add additional 6 bit, and this one as 10. That is called block. Then you transmit this block. Then the receiver can automatically correct the 2 bit of error. Any question on that? Okay, again, these are also prerequisite. Right? We haven't started to design the code yet. Right? So we try to design the code. That is how we know how long is the code. Right? So then next one we are going to design the code. NK code for data D1, D2, DK, right? And code is C1, C2, and Cn. Right? Suppose I give you this code, I want give you this data, I wanted this code. As we said, this checking bit can be anywhere. This is one example. Okay, I just put it at the end of the data. That is maybe easier to see. But theoretically, I can put this one anywhere. Not necessarily at this block, but can be anywhere. For example, this x here, not 2x are here. That's also fine. Doesn't matter, right? So a very simple way is I use the first data as the part of the code. So I use this one, CK, use this one, then the checking bit at the end, just like what we used here. The first data as the first code, then the following checking as the second part of the code. So we are going to use this simple way to do this. Right? So that means C1 equals D1, right? Questions on this? Do we know what we are doing here? I'll give you some data. I ask you to generate the code, the Hamming code, right? The Hamming code. And we take the easiest or the most straightforward way is the first part of the code, you just copy the data. Then the second part, you are going to use the checking code. Right? So the C1 equals D1. Right? I will ask somebody. Right? C2 equals what?
D2.
D2. And so on. CK equals
DK.
DK. And CK plus 1 equals
DK plus 1.
okay, we don't know, right? Because this one is the checking code. We only know how long is the checking code is, but I don't know how to get this. Right? The checking code, code is any linear combination of the data. For example, I just use this one plus this one, linear combination.
Okay.
Or I can use all these add up together. Right? So the case I said, there's a H11, this is the constant, times D1 plus H12 times D2 plus or H1K times DK. So this checking code will be the linear combination of all the data. So just some constant times this, some constant times this, or add all this together. Here, all these coefficients must be either 1 or 0. Because we are working in a binary. And also this add must be all. Means 1 plus 1 equals 0. So all these are like this. So then C K plus 2 will be equals H1, 2 and D1 plus H this is 2, okay? 2, 1, 2, 2, like this. And the last one is Cn equals all linear combinations of this. Okay, this looks lengthy, but we have a better way to represent this using matrix. Right? So the matrix will be the code equals the data d1, d2, dk times, okay, I'll ask somebody to write this for me. Based on this rule, right? The code. What is the code? Okay, I write this. The code C1, C2, Cn equals D1, D2, dk times a matrix. What this matrix is. I ask you to review the matrix multiplication. This is the first line, the first row equals the first line times the first row, right? First column, right? So look at here, C1 equals D1. C1 equals D1 times 1, right? Then plus D2 times 0 plus next and all the way to all the 0 here. In this way means C1 equals this times this. Right? So D1 times 1 plus D2 times 0 plus D3 times 0 plus all dk times 0. So that's why I get C1, which is only D1, nothing else. It's good? Okay, what's the second column here?
C2 times 1.
The second, this is the first row, second column, right? First row, second column. So equals the first row times the second column. Right? And what is C2? Based on our algorithm here, C2 equals only D2. No, nothing else. So this is 0 because it equals D1 times this. And we don't have D1 over there, so that's 0. What is this?
1.
1, because this one equals D2 times 1, right? Oh, that gives us D2. And what's next?
All zeros.
All zeros. 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, or 0 case. You see? Okay, what's the next one?
0, 0.
0, 0, 1, and all zeros, right? Okay, all the way up to 0, 0. Okay, so I just write something here. The last line is 0, 0, 0, all the way to 1 here. This is the case. So that's all the way to up to this point. So this is the identity matrix. Right? And we have more. What's the next one? What is the C, this one? That one will be equals H11 times D1. Yes? Then, do we have D2? H12 times D2. Then H13 times D3. Then the last one is H1K times dk. Make sense? That is from here. Right? And we can do all this. So the next one will be H21, H22, H23, and H2K, and so on. So all the way up to HN1, because this is the last one, right? CN, HN1, HN2, and all HN3, and all this HNK. Right? So that's the matrix. And we write this one as the code C, this one as the data. Right. This one as the C, this one as the D, this one as the generating matrix, the big one. So mathematically, we just write C, the code equals the data multiply the generator matrix. Question on that? Okay, so that is the final result. I'll give you the data, ask you the code, then if we know the generated matrix, then you just do this matrix multiplication, that's all. That's why I ask you to review the matrix multiplication. What you reviewed before is the decimal, but this one here is binary. So 1 plus 1 equals 0. Make sense? Now let's do an example here. Suppose I want to make a 6-3 code. What does that mean? How long is the data?
6. Oh, you said just
For this code, how long is the data?
3.
3. How long is the checking bit?
3.
3. How long is the code?
6.
6. Okay. Now I'll give you a data. For example, how about let's see. I'll give it the generated matrix G equals 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Alright, that is the first part, right? And this one will be equals 1 0 1 0 1 1 and 1 1 0. Generated matrix. I'll give you this. Okay, for data, suppose the data equals 1 1 1. What is the corresponding code for this data? The code equals how to do this?
Equals D times G.
Equals D times G. What is D? 1 1 1. Then times G times 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 and 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0. Any question on this? That is the formula you need to memorize. And I'll give you the generated matrix. I'll give you the data. Let you calculate the code. Right? So what is this? I asked somebody to calculate this.
0 1.
Okay, you try first. What is the first one?
0.
0. How you do this?
I add the ones up together.
You add the line together. Okay, I think this is not correct. Okay, can you try?
1.
1. How do you get 1?
I honestly don't even know.
Okay, so 0 is wrong, then definitely is 1, right? Very smart. Okay. Can you try? So 0 I said is wrong, so 1 is correct. But can you tell me how you get this 1? We mentioned this, right? Huh? You try? Okay.
So I'm guessing 1 times 1, so you have D1.
1 times 1. 1 times 0. 1 times 0. Add it together. So that equals 1. Get it? Okay. Next one. First,
The answer is 1.
how you get this?
Because you just said 1 time.
Oh, I said the first one. So now you tell me the second.
1 times 0, 1 time 1.
1 times 0, 1 times this, 1 times this. Okay, so it's 1. Okay, what's the next one? Can you try?
Don't play with my intelligence, though.
What's the next one?
1.
1 times this, 1 times this 1 times this. Alright? What's the next one? Works again.
You sure?
Yeah. What is it?
But number 4,
Yeah.
you got 2 1s, so what you would make?
It's like addition.
1, 2, or 0.
So it's a 0.
0.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's 2 1, so it's 0.
What's the next one?
0.
What's the next one?
0.
Okay, that's it. For this data, the corresponding code is this. You just use the data multiplied by the generated matrix. As easy as this. Keep in mind, this binary, right? 1 plus 1 equal to 0. 1 plus 1 equal to 0. 1 plus 1 equal to 0.
So why don't the first one equal add 1 plus?
The first one is 1 plus 0 plus 0. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 0. Right? This is for this data. How about for data 0, 1, 0? Right? Let's try again.
So this was the easy stuff you're giving us. Don't be
Okay, anyone? At the back. Sharps. Can you try this?
Not be on the test.
For this data, what is the code?
0, 0, 1, 0.
Okay. Good. Wait. Let me comment. Very good. Why so fast? Look at this one. Look at this. What does that mean? The first 3 code, you just copy the first 3 data.
And then it'd be,
So that's a 0, 1, 0. You don't need to calculate.
and it'd be 0, 0, 0.
Does it make sense?
Is it always like that?
Not always, because this code, see, look at this. This
Oh,
D1, D2, D3 like here. Alright? Then what's the next one? Continue. What's the next one?
0,
0.
1, 1.
Look at this one.
Oh,
The fourth one is here. So it means the first number, first data plus the third data. So you can mean this plus this. 0. Okay? Then this one here is the second data plus the third data. Second plus third equals 1. And this one equals the first one plus the second one. We throw away the last one because it's times 0. So the first one times 1 plus the second one times 1. No third one, so just the first one plus the second one. First one plus the second one. Does that make sense? So that equals 0. Equals 1. It's good?
Alright, let's do another one.
Now, is that always like that though? Like how that data is always corresponding to that data over there?
Based on this one here,
Mm-hmm.
based on this, see, the first code equals the first data. The second code equals the second data only. The third code, right? This one determines the third code. Give us the D1 times 0, so we don't care the D1.
Alright, change.
D2 times 0, you don't care D2. And D3 times 1. So that's why C3 is always D3. So you just copy C3 equals D3 here. But for this one, D4, C4 here equals D1 times 1 plus D2 times 0. So D2 throw away, right? Then plus D3 times 1. So what does that mean? That's D1 plus D3.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So that's equal to D1 plus D3. So that's
So if it's ones, like in the fourth column, so if it's ones, you just add so
the first one and the third one.
So, but if if it was 1, 1, 1, you have to add all 3.
Yes, perfect. If there's one here, so 1, 1, 1. What is this one here?
Okay, 0, 1, 1. So
Still 1, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you this add up together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. But
This-
earlier you weren't making sense.
Earlier, only math, you do by 1. Huh?
I'm just saying.
This one, you do the physics, you know understanding, then you can do this faster. That's the same thing. Alright? Question on this? Alright, so we can see here, we work only on one data.
One day.
More.
Only one data, right? For 3 digits, how many possible data do we have?
For 3?
For 3 digits, how many data can we have?
6 or
It'll be 3.
3.
How many different data can we have for 3 bits?
3.
7, I guess you want to say.
I don't know what.
It's 3, I'm telling you what it is.
If the data has 3 digits, how many different data can you have?
3.
Oh.
7.
How is it 7? It's 3 times 2 divided by 2.
Everybody, tell me.
If it ain't 3 times.
You can have all zeros.
The data has only 3 bits. Only 3 bits, right? How many different data can we have?
1, 2, 3. You must know something special if it's not 3, man.
What kind of question is that though? What kind of question?
You saying it gotta be 3.
This data, okay, this data here has 3 digits. How many data can we have?
How many
Possible
different
data
ones?
can we have?
Okay, 3.
No, 6.
I was thinking 6, but
8.
saying
0 1.
Can I come up there real quick and show you how
it
it's 3?
depends on the. I guess
It gotta be 3.
Okay, now I'll give you. Okay, let me reword like this. I'll give you 3 numbers. Right? What is it? What you said? What?
I said 4.
4.
But I only
Who said 8?
I said 8. I said 8 before.
Okay, both. Can you explain why 8? Give me an example.
It's 3-bit binary.
Yeah, 3 bit by there.
111 is possible, right? 000 is possible, right? 101 is possible.
That ain't
100.
what I think you saying. No, I thought you said how many different ways can you have.
Yeah, different ways. 111 is different than 000.
That's not what I'm talking about. That ain't what you said.
Okay, so we are going to have.
I think he talking about.
So in this example, first one I give you 111. So that is 1 possible. The next one is this. So I can give you 8 different questions, right? So different data. Okay, so you can see
How you asking
That
this
ain't
question
what
though?
he-
That's what I'm saying.
the question is the data has only 3 digits. How many different data can you have?
You ain't asked that. You asked the same question for another problem.
Yeah,
That ain't
bro,
got nothing
that-
to do with what we talking about.
Yeah, I
What's the
ain't
problem?
thinking you saying how many
Huh?
different numbers can you
Which
change.
one you cannot understand?
I'm thinking about group.
I said how many different data can you have?
Data. You got 3 different datas in.
The data has only 3 digits. How many different data
He
can you
said
have?
how many different numbers he can give you with that data. That's what he's saying.
Alright, well you gotta say that extra part.
Alright, so we have 8, right?
Yeah.
So we can do this 1 by 1, but we have a better way to do this, matrix multiplication. So this D, we can use matrix again, right? So we are going to change this D into a big D here. Okay? So that is the data matrix. And this code will also a big C, also that is the code matrix. So we can do this all by once, use computers, matrix multiplication. Right? So now let's try this one, example. What is D here? D equals what?
The data.
D can be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 0, 1, 1, 1. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So that is 8 by 3. So that is all the possible data that we can have. Make sense? So that is the D matrix, data matrix. And then we multiply by this. This one here is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Next one is 101 and 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, like this. So we do this all at once for all possible data.
Alright, so that's 0.
This is 8 by 3, this is 3 by 6. So what is the result? How large is the matrix, the output of the matrix? 8 by 3 times 3 by 6. It will be 8 by 6. So that means we are going to 8 rows and 6 columns. Right? So we are going to have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. We have 8 rows corresponding to 8 code for the 8 data. Can you tell me what's the first one?
Can you explain how you got the other matrix first, just for a second? The 3
Which
by 6.
matrix? This one matrix?
The 3 by 6, yeah. How did
This
you-
one is the generated matrix.
Okay, so you just.
I copied from there.
Okay. I thought you
Alright, so the first one gonna be,
Man, how you getting 6 in front?
first one gonna be 0.
Let me write in here, okay? Let's write in here.
6 in front.
Because we don't have enough space. Alright, we write here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 by 6.
Okay. Alright, the first one gonna be 0.
1.
0. 0 for the first one.
1.
Okay, so now we do the first one. This one times this, so that's 0, right?
Which one time? Which one?
The first one.
It's 0.
Okay, the second one is 0. The next one, 0,
Where you getting these
Zero.
numbers from?
0, 0, 0, right?
Where you getting them numbers from? What you talking?
The second one is, what is that?
Alright, the next one
Is 0.
That's 0.
0,
The 0. 1. Next one. Alright, that one would be 1.
yes?
1, 1.
Yes, right, okay. What's the next one?
0. 0.
0, 1, 0.
Yeah, 0. 1, 0. No. The third one wrong. The third one is wrong. It's 0. That's a 0 right there, the third number. So, the third.
Is it correct?
No, this third
No?
one is not correct.
This one,
No, wrong one. Go up one. Yeah, there you go.
this one,
The third one, go to the third one.
the third one, this one.
The third 0, okay. Third 0 in the D section. Then when you go to the, it's supposed to be a 0 on the third line.
I saw this one, okay, so this one. This one is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1.
Yeah.
Yes? What I write is supposed to be here. It's good?
0,
Yeah.
And the next one is
1, 1.
0.
Okay, yeah.
And so 0.
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're doing this one, right?
0, 1.
So that will be 0,
1.
1, 1, 1, 0, 1.
1. 0 times 0 is 1.
No, like, alright, so you gotta.
It is good?
For the fourth number?
For the 1, 2, 3, 4, for this one, for the 4.
No, I'm saying the fourth number in your thing right there. That 1.
Look at this. I'll tell you the trick, alright? So this one
Yeah, that's right, bro.
equals this times this plus 1 times this plus 1 times this. That means only these two add up together, right? Does it make sense? Because the first one equals 0.
0.
And this one, we don't care this. This one plus this. So these two add up together, right?
1 and 1. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
From here. This times this plus this times this. So only these two add up together.
Yeah.
For the second one, again, this one times 0, we don't care. This one times 1, this one times 1, so again, these two add up together. So all of them is just these two lines add up together. So that's 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1. 0. Yes.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Spend some more time here, you're going to find a lot of amazing things here. Okay, so now let's do the last one. This one. What is this? For this one? You can see this one is this times this, and all others are 0, right? So this one actually is only this one.
Yep.
And this one, the second one is also only this one. So what does that mean? This one is only this line. So it's 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Only the first line. Because the second line times 0, the third line times 0. Right? Then that one means
How do you know it's like that again? Like that's the right
Okay,
answer,
if you
but
don't
how
like
do
this
know?
method, you just do step by step, you still get the same result. For this one, use the first line plus the third line. Because the second line multiplies 0, you don't care. Does that make sense?
Oh, whichever one by 0, you don't worry about that when you multiply the other two.
Yeah, because the first line times 1, so we need the first
Okay,
line.
so the first
The
one.
second line times 0, nothing. Third line times 1, so we need that one, so only the first line plus the third line.
Do this work every time?
You based on these combinations.
Yeah, because I see it the second one you got 0, 0, 1, so that means you're only adding the third line. It's the exact.
This one, you mean?
No, the second one. The
0, 0, 1,
yeah. So
only the third line. So only the third line.
For the
You just
second.
copy to here.
Well, you did it wrong then. Oh no, you did it right. 0, 0, 1. Yeah, you did it right. The second line.
The second line. The second line, I just copy the third one line.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see what
Does that
you
make sense?
That's cheap.
You should do this in a matrix multiplication form, right? Again, that's not my task to tell you this. I just tell you the trick, let you do faster. If you don't like this, you can just do like this method, one by one. I showed you how to do it. This time this, this time this, this time, then you add everything together. You still get this one, right? If you spend more some time, you are going to find out, oh, we can do this one in an easy way. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5.
So
The sixth one. Sixth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. This one means the first line plus the third line. So
This man is
here, right? So these two add up here. So 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. And this one, the first two lines add up together. So 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. And the last one is all three add up together. Right? So that is 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0.
This is crazy.
Does that make sense? Okay, now look at this one. This is, we discussed this before, right? Okay, this one is only one over here. So it's only this one, so that is only this result. So this one must be this. In this way, matrix multiplication, we do everything together. All the code, all the data, give us all the code.
Oh, okay. I see 0, 1, 0, 0, 1.
Any questions on this? We wasted some time here, okay, so we cannot finish the decoding.
It's alright.
And we are going to discuss the decoding procedure next time.
So going backwards?
Not good, because we need to continue. Today we have only like 6 minutes. And we definitely cannot finish the decoding. Right? So we are going to continue this process.
You just showed me how to cheat, man.